coming by with some wings at 9:30, so we're pretty booked up here in the third hour. Talk Ole Miss, Arkansas at 9:15, and food and beverage and tailgating and all the fun things that you're excited about for this weekend. The slate of games this weekend are insane. Arkansas at Ole Miss, Florida at LSU, Georgia at Tennessee, Texas A&M at Notre Dame, Vandy at South Carolina. That's a lineup. I guess Wisconsin at Bama, but I don't expect that, even with the way Bama played week one. I don't expect that to be a game, but maybe it will be. Maybe Bama's determined to be average. We'll see. I mean, I'm not going to cry for them. What Bama's going through doesn't bother me a bit. And look, even Bama and Georgia and Ohio State can't always be ascending. Neither can other programs. It can't happen. You hope to bottle it, win for a while, and then you just got to see, where the chips fall. But Georgia hasn't had a really, really good team in a while. Bama hasn't had a really, really good team in a while. LSU, it's been since 2019. Florida, it's been since 2009. A&M, never. Texas, 2005. It's, when you get it and you do bottle it, damn, you want to celebrate and enjoy it. It took Michigan 25 years to get back to the national title game, and the best coach in the history of their program in Jim Harbaugh to drive them to get there, even though they didn't understand what it was going to take to get there and be really, really good. You have to operate like an assassin. That's what I've been trying to say in this state to listeners. And so Jim Harbaugh just said, we've got to operate like an SEC team. Yep. And that's why Connor Stallions should be in the Michigan Wolverine Hall of Fame.
He really should.
We're live in the Bank Plus studio. The Golden Moon Casino text line is 601-885-3776. The number one spy in the history of college football, Connor Stallions, under Jim Harbaugh. He should have lifelong season tickets.
Yeah.
A condo in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and
one in San Diego,
probably the field house named after him.
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Right.
Why does he not deserve it?
I think the funniest part was when Ohio State was talking about not letting Dave Portnoy into the Texas-Ohio State game, that Portnoy made a big deal about it because that's what they do, right?
Of course, you give him ammo.
Right. And then underneath Portnoy's tweet, Connor Stallions said, I can get you tickets.
No, dude, I love that.
I mean, that was so good.
He's great.
The pearl clutching from the national college football media on Connor Stallions kind of cracks me up. But Big J journalism is snowflake driven. And I don't know if you ever watched the documentary on Connor Stallions and everything. It was unbelievable how off the charts bright and his intellectual capacity. I mean, he's swimming on a whole nother level, and it just ticked people off.
Yep.
I mean, everybody's looking for an edge in a very gray area sport, which is college football. Same with college basketball. But anyway.
His edge was just edgier. Dude, I mean, why?
Thank you.
He got to get part of Harbaugh's salary.
Oh, I don't.
Not a big part.
No, you're wrong. You were going the right way. He should be paid millions of dollars for what he did.
Oh, no, he absolutely
a Michigan booster should put him in a Michigan booster who runs a big hedge fund.
Yeah,
should put Connor Stallions on payroll forever.
Yeah,
and just say go do stuff.
Right,
and report back to me once a quarter.
Yeah,
and I'll pay you $700,000 a year.
Dang, yeah. Because what did he net Michigan?
I don't know.
It wasn't just him, obviously, but $50
million
easily. But
That's probably low.
It's way low. It's low.
Merch, excitement,
That's it, man. That's 9 digits.
even more people applying to a university like that that's already a prestigious university academically.
9 digits. I think about how many times we heard about. Desmond Howard didn't win it, but all I've ever seen is Desmond Howard in a Michigan uniform. They live
because he did the Heisman post.
They live off of stuff in the past. They will live off of this one forever.
Sure.
50 million is low.
Yeah.
They'll run it up 9 digits throughout Stallion's lifetime.
For our listeners, we're talking about the guy who was accused of spying for the Michigan Wolverine football program under Jim Harbaugh, who went to the Naval Academy and who's really, really bright.
Now, to be honest,
he was playing chess while everybody else was playing checkers.
At some point, if he's on your sideline, whose fault is that?
Yours.
Yeah.
The best is some of the sunglasses.
Yes.
And that's so good. All right, let's switch gears. NFL fan base that drinks the most. You want to guess?
The most?
Yeah. I know what I came up with. My first one.
I was going
New
to
York
Bills.
Jets.
Okay.
New York Jets, they've been losers forever.
Sense, yeah.
It's a bunch of them. They're in New York. And they're already mad at each other because they're all stacked on top of each other.
Yes.
That's why people yell all the time in New York and Philadelphia and Boston. Mm-hmm. So I would have thought New York Jets.
Okay.
And then I would have thought probably Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, sure.
And then,
Sunshine, maybe.
Detroit Lions before Dan Campbell. But we've got, this is weird to me, Arizona Cardinals.
Really?
They surveyed 3,000 football fans about their drinking habits, and the Arizona Cardinal fans are the biggest drinkers, while surprisingly, Green Bay Packers fans drink the least. That surprises me.
Really?
So and maybe they just didn't grab the right 3,000 people.
Right.
But nearly 19% of Cardinals fans admit to downing 5 or more drinks on game day. Now, I will say this. They don't win, and so even though they're not a gung-ho football town like Philly, New York, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. They've lost for so long.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's driving it. I will say this. When we flew out to Las Vegas for the NFL draft, we had to connect in Houston. So the whole plane ended up being NFL fans going to Vegas for the draft. And Blake and I didn't drink on the way out because, we were thinking there'll be plenty of time when we get there. Well, the Southwest connection in Houston. So we got a bunch of Texans fans, and they haven't won. Now they started winning a little bit post after that with CJ Stroud and so on. I have never witnessed people consume beverages like that flight from Houston to Las Vegas. And the crew, one of the guys, his son had turned 21 that day, so it was his 21st birthday trip. They were getting after it. It was nuts. All right, Trey Biddy, Arkansas Razorback insider on the Hogs and the Rebs Saturday night, Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Oh, man. Coming up next, Joseph Stodgel, Martins and Livingston. He brought the pork rinds that we talk about, the pork rind nachos at Martins and Livingston and Martins downtown. And then he's got some other goodies over there. So we're going to do a little tailgate party, out of bounds style. At 9:30, you can watch the show on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. We're 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. We got a big one in Oxford Saturday night. Arkansas at Ole Miss. We welcome in Trey Biddy, hogsports.com. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Trey Biddy, do you expect this? Last year was a blowout, but that was last year. Two totally different rosters. And I like what y'all have at quarterback and this big running back, Mike Washington Jr., Taylon Green and Mike Washington Jr. That is a load in the offensive backfield for Bobby Petrino. How much better is this Razorback team than last year, Trey?
Well, I definitely think they're better. I think we'll find out how much better, but I do think it's a better squad. I think it's a much better offensive line. That was a problem for them last year. They really put all their money in offensive line and secondary, and obviously secondary was a huge issue in last year's game. My thoughts on it, like if Arkansas doesn't show up for this game with the right attitude and with, just kind of having it circled on their calendar and have that kind of performance, to me, they just have no soul. I don't know how you can endure the beating that you had last year in your home stadium. You've got Lane Kiffin talking about how much he likes Sam Pittman. Well, you almost got him fired by running up 63 points in front of his own fans while he's on the hot seat. But it's not Lane Kiffin's job to not score points. It's Arkansas's job. It's not their job to have mercy. It's Arkansas's job to stop them. And so if you're Marcus Woodson and Travis Williams and stuff, I imagine that has a stick in your craw, and you do the kind of things And I don't know that Ole Miss is as good as last year. I don't think Kentucky is a very good football team.
They're not.
But Ole Miss has been in a four-quarter game, a game that took them into the fourth quarter, and Arkansas hasn't. And Kentucky if they're not that good, they're better than any of the teams that Arkansas has faced so far.
Right.
So Ole Miss has that test. They are the home team. It's a night game. It should be an electric crowd. So there are advantages in that regard. But I expect this to be a really close game. And Arkansas, I'm not sure. I think the line opened at 9.5. It's at 7.5 right now here. It's the highest over-under in college football at 61.5 this weekend. So people are expecting, a touchdown game and a high-scoring one at that.
All right, so you heard the total. Trey Biddy, hogsports.com on the Out of Bounds show. Arkansas was embarrassed last year. Now they feel like they're better. You mentioned the offensive line. Do you think that Petrino wants Green and Washington, run the power spread, zone read, whatever you want to call it, and grind this thing out and keep Austin Simmons and Lane's offense off the field? Is that kind of what you're looking at on Saturday night?
I think that's part of it, and I think if it comes down to it, then you've always got that quarterback run game because Taylon is a pretty electric runner. Obviously, he was knocked out early of last year's game, which played a role, I think, in the score getting like it was. That knocks the wind out of you when you lose your starting quarterback, and that was part of it. But if there's issues with the pass game or Taylon's off, that run game should be there, especially with Taylon. People just take really bad angles on him. He's so tall. And he's fast. He I don't know that he's Matt Jones fast, but he's fast, and he has those long legs. And so that could come into play. But, yeah, you want to have more ball control. I think Mike Washington, Braylon Russell, both are guys that should see a good number of carries as they try to control the game a little bit more. But Arkansas's offense is also, I believe it'll be more explosive than it's been even last year when it was still pretty explosive. I think the defense is going to be better. I don't know that Ole Miss has – I think Ole Miss has a really good defensive line. I don't know that they have last year's defensive line with Princely Unpronounceable and Walter Nolan, guys like that, although 51 is really good up front. And they're really good on the defensive line. I'm just saying I don't think they're as elite as they were last year. So far with Austin Simmons, I haven't seen – I don't know that he's Jackson Dart, but he's also pretty young, and probably his best football is ahead of him. And I also wonder about that ankle. When he came off the field, I watched the whole Kentucky Ole Miss game after the fact, after it had already been played on replay on Sunday. But when he came off the field, I was just thinking, man, that looks pretty bad. He seemed pretty good after the game, seemed to be all smiles. But I do wonder how healthy he is actually. And then is it Chambliss? Chambliss is the kid from Prairie State. That makes it you have to prepare for two quarterbacks,
right?
And so that's a little bit extra tax on Arkansas in practice.
Razorback insider Trey Biddy on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Hogs Reb Saturday night, bought Hemingway Stadium. So, is it weird having Bobby Petrino back as your offensive coordinator after he was your head coach?
When a really good source told me that, hey, Bobby Petrino is in play to be the offensive coordinator at Arkansas, I said, you know what? I'll let somebody else break that story. I'm not going to look like a fool saying Bobby Petrino might be coming back. So, yeah, I mean, it's normalized now because we're in year 2 with him. But I never thought it would have happened. I can tell you that. And he is a tremendous offensive mind.
No question.
And, that's the kind of guy you want on your side, a tremendous offensive mind. So I think there's definitely the possibility this could be a pretty high-scoring game. I look at this as, maybe a 60-40 type of game in Ole Miss's favor. So
I agree.
It's a
but I think y'all can make this game competitive this year.
I think it's definitely possible. I think it comes down to it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. The thing that I would worry about for Arkansas above anything else is defensive line depth. I think they got a really solid linebacker core. I think they did some really good things in the transfer portal and in retaining some of the key players in the secondary. Obviously not Jalen Braxton, who's at Ole Miss now. But I think they did some positive things in that regard. But it all starts up front in this league, and we know that. And, I think they've got a solid group of defensive linemen. It's just I don't think they have enough. I think they thought there was going to be more in the transfer portal than there was. It was a really thin year for defensive linemen in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
So they're like a guy short at defensive tackle, a guy short at defensive end. You know what I mean?
But I think everybody is.
You don't want to get to the fourth quarter and just, have those guys suck and win. I felt like the starters were on the field way too much against Arkansas State, a team that they walloped 56-14. Like, why are the starters in the fourth quarter of this game sucking wind? And maybe that's to help them get in better condition. But
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I wonder about fourth quarter. Arkansas needs to get the ball back, and Ole Miss is able to run the ball up the middle. Because Arkansas is gassed. That would be what concerns me. But Arkansas's linebackers are really strong. They do some things like moving Quincy Rhodes inside some. But if you move your starting defensive inside some, that just means he's on the field longer,
Yeah.
And then you've got issues at defensive end. So that would be my one concern. That's the area that and Cam Ball's an NFL player, and Quincy Rhodes might be. They've got some guys. It's just you have to be able to rotate that defensive front so you can get to the fourth quarter.
Ooh. All right. Trey Biddy, hogsports.com. Appreciate it, Trey. Thanks for jumping on today. Good to hear from you, man.
Okay. Yep. Bye, guys.
All right. So that line's going the other way, by the way. 9.5. Ole Miss now 7.5. I expected – now, Ole Miss may pull away in the fourth quarter, but I don't expect anything like last year where they beat them like, they stole something from their mom. I don't see that, but we will see. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. Joseph Stodgel, Martins and Livingston hanging out with us. We're going to do a epic tailgating segment on the Out of Bounds show coming up next. Hi, good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. I want to thank Joseph Stodgel, friend of the show, owner of Martin's in Livingston and Martin's downtown, for bringing in some barbecue wings, Thai chili wings, traditional buffalo wings, and garlic Parmesan wings. I just had one of the traditional buffalo, and they were amazing. I'm going to be eating throughout the segment. Is that okay? Joseph, good morning. How you doing, buddy? Look at this. I got to put these up. What now?
I said that's acceptable this time on the.
Oh, no question. Cheers to you. Hold on, let me turn this off. I'm going to go back and forth, Jackson, so you're going to have to be...
He's mobile.
Yeah, he's got to be. Hey, first of all, cheers to football season.
Yeah,
and
thank God for that.
Watching college football and Saints and Cowboys and NFL at Martin's in Livingston and Martin's downtown.
I didn't think the Saints looked terrible.
They did.
Today.
Well, I thought they had every opportunity.
Yeah, I was pleasantly
actually, I didn't think
surprised.
they did any favors to Spencer Rattler.
They
for
did
him.
the opposite,
No,
actually.
you can tell Kellen Moore. They're kind of he's
He's got to piece it together.
predicating that offense. towards him.
Well, and I think Kellen's going through what any of us go through, like.
Yeah.
You know, right when you took over
Right.
Martin's, when I started this sports talk radio show and I didn't know what I was doing, kind of like Jeff Levy year one or any coach, you got to figure it out and you're going to get knocked in the nose.
As a Saints fan, I was pleasantly surprised by what because
Yeah.
Same.
Now,
Big
the
time.
flip side, so you're right. The game was there to be won.
right.
The problem is Arizona's not any good.
Yeah, well, as a Saints fan, you've got to hold on to the
Yeah,
little bit of hope.
We don't pay attention to that.
Yeah,
Right.
just that little tiny shred.
I'm
of-
with you. Were
that's
you at
only-
the game?
No.
Okay. Last time we were hanging out, I mean, I've seen you since then, but we hung out in New Orleans
Right.
for Hogs for the Cause.
That's right.
Which was a ton of fun. So I was thinking about Saints. You know, now you got the 49ers this weekend. You got a great opportunity to win because they're all banged up.
Purdy, is he playing?
It's
it's
back
iffy.
and forth here. They're not what they were. Look,
Right.
they went on a 4-year stretch where they were phenomenal.
Tough.
Unbelievable. Now they're in a little bit of a transition. Plus, when you lose your QB, you know the drill. We'll see how that looks. Are you going to Oxford?
Yes.
Of course.
I think that game could have some serious fireworks to it.
Yeah. I think it's going to be, what year was that when Corral was up there and it was a shootout? It was whoever had the ball last one.
Yeah, 21 or 22, Corral.
22.
Okay, 22, Corral was unbelievable.
Yeah. I think I'd look for something like that. Maybe not that crazy because they're both going to run a good bit, I think. I don't know how good Arkansas's defense is.
Yeah, I don't either.
And I think Ole Miss is, believe it or not, I think the secondary part of it's probably improved from last year, but I don't know about the defensive line.
Yeah, you're not just going to be able to replace Walter Nolan and Prince.
No. That front four
That doesn't
was
mean that
pretty
you don't
tough.
have talented. When you say that, that doesn't mean you don't have talented players. You just don't replace them like that. It's like Austin Simmons. He's got a chance to be unbelievable. He's not Jackson Dart today,
No.
because Dart by last year had 40 games under his belt.
That's right. And those couple of picks he threw in the Kentucky game were atrocious for
Yeah.
the most part. And he was getting, but anyway, you got to be able to
Young,
handle all
gotta
that.
figure it out.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
I was thinking about on the way up here going from 8 to 9 SEC games and how much fun. That's brutal though.
Well, Ole Miss has been winning. Mississippi State may win a little bit this year, but dude,
Good one last year.
Joseph, yeah, that was unbelievable. And
It was.
we needed it. Mississippi State people needed it, our listeners. But you know this, the years that you get 4 home games and 5 on the road in the SEC, when you go to a 9-game schedule.
I don't care who you're playing.
I don't care who you play. When you get 4 at home
Yeah.
and 5 on the road, could be a lot of misery.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think you're going to see some of that this year. For sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Poor Florida. Poor Florida.
So they're the first one. Well, Bama first weekend. That was the first meltdown of the year, and there's nothing better than, I said this. Alabama's tears are delicious because they've won. Like Bama fans, I'll run into them. They want me to feel sorry for him. I have no
That's
sympathy.
My son-in-law, one of my son-in-laws, is a huge Alabama fan, and so when Saban retired, he's like, "We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right." And I looked at him, I was like, "Nah, that's tough."
How has that worked out? You know, when you look around North Carolina basketball, Roy Williams retires. It's just not the same. Krzyzewski retires. Saban. And then you look in the NFL. I mean, what have the Saints been? I always use Dan Mullen and Sean Payton as example. Dan went on a run at Mississippi State, won, drove a bunch of players to the NFL. Sean did something in New Orleans that's never been done and possibly
not ever going to
won't be recreated, except it could be a long time.
No, dog. I mean, I told you.
Sean Payton lived in the playoffs.
Right. But
Think about this.
He's proved my theory, though.
He went to 3 NFC champ. Oh, let's hear your theory.
I told you.
Go ahead.
A long time. If you're
Joseph
following
Stodge may
legendary
need
coach,
a pen. He'll use this as for business principles at Martins and Livingston. Go ahead.
Following a legendary coach, you burn one. Burn a coach.
Right.
Burn a card like you're doing a day. Burn a coach. Hire somebody you know because they're not going to be good enough. They will never be good enough.
Should have hired the strength and conditioning coach.
Hire him for a year. Burn it. Just be done with it.
And just pay him $3 million and say, hey, we're just going to need to go ahead and do this, and then we'll bring in Kalen DeBoer.
There you go.
Or Lane.
Because there's never once been somebody that's come in and done it, except for now, I guess, Mark Pope, maybe, if you want to include that he's doing all right. I don't think the Duke coach is doing it.
Do you get rid of the GM too? Just clean slate?
That's a good question. I ain't gone that far.
I wouldn't hurt my feelings in New
That's like
Orleans.
an extra layer of thinking, and we stop at that top layer. But swipe them out.
Your theory was okay.
Yeah, you got to burn a coach. There's how many coaches have replaced a legend that have been successful year one?
I'm trying to think, and I'm not coming up with anything. I know there's an example.
There's got to be, right?
But here's another one. Florida. They lose Spurrier.
Yeah,
and then they hired Ron Zook. Okay, and then they hired Urban Meyer.
Right.
Burn
a coach.
Mississippi State hired Joe Moorhead. His team hadn't even scored this year.
That's crazy. Yes.
And he's an offensive savant, according to YouTube. Look, Ole Miss is on this run.
Yeah,
Lane's in year 6.
When Lane's
this is the most successful run in the history of Ole Miss.
No way they hire someone just like that's.
You're not going to find Lane again.
Do it.
It's not going to happen.
You got to burn it.
But now Ole Miss, and I don't blame them, but now you're hearing Kiffin to Florida or Kiffin to Bama. Now, I don't think Bama's going to pull the
I see him going to Florida.
They would never do that.
Alabama.
Yeah.
No, I
thought Bama was highly, highly against that.
Well, first of all,
I don't think Saban is bought in, but I also think on the first one, they were willing to listen.
Really?
To Nick. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Saban wanted Lane following him. Mm-mm. On the second one, if Greg Burns under the gun or under pressure, I think he's going to sit there and go, look, I make $2 million. I like you, Coach Saban. We appreciate you. You're awesome. I make $2 million a year, and I like my salary. I got to make the right hire.
I'm with that. I could definitely.
I agree.
It's
Lane's also got to get to the big dance too. Before
I don't know if he's got to do that to land a job because he's been winning 10 games several times, 3 times.
That works at Florida. That didn't work at Alabama.
Well, but you're not going to be able to unless you get Dabo. Right. You're not going to bring in anybody like with a national championship pedigree.
Right.
Kirby's not leaving his alma mater, Georgia, to go back to Bama.
No.
When it changes, you can flip a roster too in 1 year.
Oh,
that's true. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Like that. Because really, it just comes down to about 8 to 10 players.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to affect? I mean, I guess that'll affect how much movement we see in coaches now, right? Like they don't have to go anywhere to make their team better if they get the buy-in.
No, now Ole Miss, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Missouri, Texas Tech, who at BYU, you can go to the college football playoff and you can win some games because of the portal. People thought it was going to be harder. Look, we never had parity. Saban would talk about, and I don't blame him. He would talk about parity from 2007 to 2022. Yeah, there was no such thing.
No.
Because he was able to stockpile and hide guys.
Yeah, their 4-string could start for everybody else.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they signed the number 1 or number 2 class every year. And he could have a guy, a 5-star, wait for 2 years. Now, he'd play some. I don't want to exaggerate it too much. 4 stars. I mean, they didn't. I mean, there's only like 28 5-stars a year, so but Bama would get 3 or 4. The point is, the rest were 4-stars and a couple of 3s, but he could let people hang around for a couple of years and then start. That will never happen again.
No. And I think going back to the coaching thing, if they mismanage that money, they're gone.
Yep.
It's not going to be the X's and O's that gets them canned. It's going to be the miss. I mean, that will too, but I'm saying for the first time ever that mismanaging your roster and your money.
You have to be able to evaluate more than ever.
That's right.
Because you mentioned the general manager, and Billy Glasscock is Lane Kiffin's general manager, and Mark Butler is Jeff Levy's general manager. Mm-hmm. And prior to Billy Glasscock taking over, Austin Thomas for Lane was what Lane and Austin did it first. Yeah. And Austin went back to LSU, and I think that was a blow. You know, Lane's lost Austin Thomas, Derek Nix, and Kelvin Bolden or whatever his name is.
Yes.
Right. But what Austin Thomas and Lane did were incredible for 2 or 3 years. And then everybody's in now. Right. I mean, even Mississippi State spent over $15 million. So Joseph Stodgel with us on the Out of Bounds show. ESPN 105.9 The Zone, owner of Martin's in Livingston, Martin's downtown. He brought us barbecue wings, Thai chili wings, traditional buffalo wings, and garlic Parmesan wings. All right, which ones are your favorite?
I'm a Thai chili guy.
I am too.
I am too.
I mean, I mix it up.
Yeah.
And then the pork rinds, of course, I can eat those by the handful.
So you brought us regular pork skins and barbecue.
Yeah, so the regular is just kind of like just an all-around seasoning. You know, we put it on our chips and stuff.
Right.
And then the barbecue, obviously, that's actually money honey on those.
Brilliant. Jeff Jones, Jonesy Q, and Wickers. All right, it's the regular skins you use on your nachos, right?
That's right.
Pork rind nachos. Mm-hmm. How long have those been on the menu?
2018-ish.
How'd that come about? Because it was brilliant.
Well, we had pork rinds, and we were sampling some, and I was like, I just went back there and made them.
I love it.
I was like, these are pretty good.
Yeah. All right, we'll put them on the menu. It's kind of worked out, hasn't
it?
Yeah. All right, let's talk about your spot for football.
So we have NFL Sunday Ticket both places.
Oh.
So, you know, we can stream up to 6 or stream DirecTV, whatever. Have 6 different games going both locations. Mm-hmm. And we've got a ton of TVs at both of them.
Yeah.
So,
which is awesome.
Even on the patios.
It doesn't matter where you're sitting. Yeah. You can see a TV in a game.
Right.
Which was smart.
Well, yeah.
I love the TVs over there where you're going into the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a cool look. I like how you did that.
Yeah, Soundcom hooked us up with that, and that was mine and Wendell's idea. We kind of did some changes.
Wendell.
Okay.
Wendell's the man.
He's the man.
He is the man.
Yeah. So you got Sunday Ticket.
Yeah. We have the ESPN Plus too for college stuff, which that's a lot of, you know, I mean, now with the SEC and all their, and then we prioritize it. You know, we play big games. Traditionally, SEC gets priority. And then
who controls the remote?
Oh,
the managers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that.
They don't want to.
Yeah, I figured they did. Who wants that? No
it gets tough though.
Yeah,
no, I get it.
Yeah,
heck yeah, it gets tough.
Man, you want to get somebody upset,
right? So this is your lineup this weekend for you and others that have restaurant and bars like you is incredible.
Yes.
Starting at 11 a.m. You have an unbelievable slate of games. Obviously, that night you got Arkansas at Ole Miss, but throughout the day you have Florida at LSU, which is unbelievable. You have Georgia at Tennessee, 2:30. You have Vanderbilt at South Carolina. You have Texas A&M at Notre Dame. If you're not on campus, it's a great place to go get a po' boy, some wings, and get an ice cold beer and have some fun.
So your boy Pat, I got a funny
Pat.
Yeah, Fat Pat. I got a funny story.
Hit me.
So
he's a good dude.
He is going into this year, and we did it last year too. But on Thursday, Friday, we send out. Okay, these are the games that have to come on.
Right.
You know, and it helps because
Oh yeah.
you get caught up in the moment, you get busy, somebody's already kicked off, but so I tasked Pat
Yeah.
with print this out.
Do it.
We're gonna highlight each one. So last week he was slipping, and I had to call him and I said, Pat, you have to do this all season. This
Yeah.
wasn't just a one and done, big man. You got to do it all season.
Hey,
Dude, you got to lock in.
He tried to
Yeah.
weasel out of that.
We've
Come
got
on, where's your
now
head?
to the second
Yeah.
week of February.
So anyway, he's been tasked with that.
Good.
So I'm also going to make him the official complaint department. if
Yes.
There's not a game on.
Yes.
He doesn't know that yet. I'm going to tell him today.
Good. Run it all through him.
I love
So
it.
no,
He can handle
but
it.
you have to because
Yeah.
you have to print it out, and there's so many good games.
I know. And
So
then the
many.
NFL this weekend was insane. All the big windows were one possession games.
Yep.
I was so freaking upset when I woke up Monday morning because I was exhausted
He went to bed.
and I was fighting sleep, and I was like, you know what, Baltimore's got this. They look strong. Fell asleep and woke up, and I was like, golly. I fell asleep like 6-7 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
22 points in the fourth quarter.
It's nuts.
Infuriating.
In the NFL,
That's
Infuriating.
nuts.
Bills, Ravens, 41-40. We had an unbelievable weekend last weekend, and I just went over the slate of games this weekend. It's going to be crazy.
If that was your parlay and you were feeling good about it,
Oh yeah, it was, and I was feeling really good about it, and my fantasy
Hey,
matchup.
how about Corso picking all his games right in his last
Final hoorah!
final hoorah on game day,
awesome.
week 1 at Ohio State with Texas? He picked all 6 right.
it's because it's rigged. He knew it.
Right,
He knew
Rick.
He knew it.
I mean, he should have known that was going to happen. Should have wrote his picks.
Joseph Stodgel, Martin's in Livingston, Martin's downtown. Great place for game day. Watch college football and the NFL. We're just getting started. And thank goodness this thing goes all the way through the second week in February. And then we all get March Madness 2 weeks later, which is even better. So I wanted to ask you about how long have you been Martin's in Livingston, Martin's Market?
June, well, the market was April of 24 and the restaurant was June 1.
Okay.
24.
You got to be excited about everything that's going on out there.
Yeah, and
in the
so
business.
there's a lot of big news that'll come out in the next couple of weeks about that whole area out there.
Right.
So we are really excited. You mentioned college football playoffs and March Madness. I have a tight window in there that I'm going to redo that patio out there.
Oh gosh,
Oh, yeah.
So I'm trying to fit that in. So literally right at the first of the year,
Boom.
yeah, New Year's Day, I may be out there. taking
seriously,
stuff
that's
down.
that's a short window. Yeah.
very short. I mean, if you think about it, between the college and then you got NFL playoffs and all that, I mean, you don't have a lot of time to do any kind of.
No.
no
So-
renovating. No, unless you
You
got,
got
Fat
about
Pat out
7
there.
days.
You get Avalon out there.
Joseph's
man.
like,
Knock it out.
what? Yeah, you got about 7 days.
We're just going to pick up the pace, I guess.
I
There
know.
you go. That's right.
Pick
All right.
up the pace.
Martin's Market. Is it going well?
It is. It
Good.
is. We got new items coming in every day. We're getting more into the prepared side, the coolers, which you've been in there, fixing to add our own cut steaks in there and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Because I've been buying steaks from you since you opened.
Yeah. And pork tenderloins that are already seasoned, vacuum sealed. All you got to do is slack them out,
I like
throw them
that.
on the grill. They literally need nothing else. Same thing with chicken breasts. We're doing that.
Yeah, that's smart.
So, yeah, all of that's going real well.
Good.
Got the tamales in there and all that stuff.
Okay. So Martin's Market, you'll continue to kind of add some
That's right.
wrinkles. And stuff.
Rotel, all that stuff. I mean, you can get anything. And it's not just that, just the different types of cheeses that we brought in from Wisconsin that are really good. I had some last night. I mean, so if you're going to a buddy's house and you don't want to show up empty-handed, you just roll through there.
Jeez.
You know,
I like that.
got all the crackers, all the snack crackers, all that stuff.
Okay. All right. Out of bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Jackson, don't I need to go over here and eat a wing or two?
Yeah, probably so.
All right.
We follow you to the bar.
All right. So I can continue to interview Joseph.
We also
Give me 1 second while I turn this. Bam. All right. Here we go.
technology is a wonderful thing.
Isn't
we
it
also
cool?
just got deer corn in too because it's getting to be that time of year.
Oh, you just got deer corn in?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got, and that'll stay going. Rice bran, deer corn, all the stuff for feeders.
Woo! All right. Hey, thank you for getting up and cooking this.
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, are you kidding me?
That's what we do.
It's what we
No,
do.
it's what you do.
Technically, I didn't cook those. One of my guys did.
Well, that's cool.
I was just the courier.
Well, you know.
I'm glad you did it. So here's what we got. If you're watching on YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. We've got barbecue, Thai chili, traditional buffalo, and garlic parm. This is where I'm going first. I'm going, have you got this on camera?
Yep.
All right. This is Thai chili.
Do you have to go to Thailand to get the chili?
No, it's a recipe. Believe it or not, it's got peanut butter in it.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Wait,
A
what
small
now?
amount of peanut butter is in that recipe.
Really?
So
Hold
we
on.
make that Thai chili, the sauce from scratch.
Wait, so how saucy is it? Is it saucy or is it
Yeah,
like?
no, it is, but
It is
it doesn't
delicious.
take much peanut butter. But there, believe it or not,
Dang.
there is peanut butter.
Is that all Thai chili
Small
recipes?
amount.
Or is that?
Ours? Yeah. I don't
What is
know.
it? What is a Thai chili? I don't even know what that is.
Like sweet and spicy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Little. You kind of get a little Oriental in there, a little Oriental flavor.
Right. Love a little Oriental.
He's from Clinton, and we have to just help him out.
Oriental.
You understand the deal.
I do.
All right, so I'm gonna hammer these. We got one more minute.
Just
My
see what
next
you can eat.
tasting is garlic parmesan.
Yeah, those are.
By the way, you still have plenty to eat over here.
Yeah.
So don't think that I'm eating.
Yeah, I
off.
mean,
Joseph's
you know.
kind enough to bring enough for.
Look, he knows. He knows I eat.
That's right. I figured he would just, the pork skins that he would
I'm
lay
gonna
claim
devour
to those.
those.
These
Yeah,
garlic
yeah.
parmesan are fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, I can tell you, they'll come with me to kickball.
Did you know that your employee Fat Pat has won back-to-back kickball championships?
Cheated.
Yeah, I've heard such things.
Yeah.
I've seen the trophy and stuff.
Yeah, it's there. So are the Ophers during the regular season, but
Yeah, they I think they sandbag.
they
I
are
think that's part-
sandbagging. They have to be.
I'm like, how do you win the championship and you're over? And I think they just hold out. I think he brings in some ringers too, doesn't he?
Not this year.
Okay.
He's got to have them on the roster by week 4.
Fat
Okay.
Pat, baby, with Martins
Was
and
that a
Livingston.
rule?
It was not a rule last year.
Specifically for Fat
Yes. Just
Ooh,
in case.
Pat? The plot thickens.
Hey, look, we're scheming and conspiring.
I'm gonna have to ask him about his roster, man.
You should come out there. Well, you can still play with us.
How much time do we have? All right, hey, your ribs are awesome on Tuesdays.
Glad you like. That's money, honey, on those. We season those.
Money Honey on the ribs, Tuesday special at Martins and Livingston. I just had them for the first time last week, and they are great. Ribs is the Tuesday special, Martins and Livingston. And, of course, you got a special today.
Meatloaf.
Boom, meatloaf, Martins and Livingston. Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate you.
Always good to be here. Oh.